4 minutes after 8 o'clock, it's now time for the world-famous Butch and Bob Show, brought to you by Mike Birch Ford in Blackshear, by Jessup Premium Storage out here on the Waycross Highway. Also brought to you by Republic Services and by Murphy Builder Supply, located on Northeast Broad Street in Jessup. Morning, Bob.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
Good.
You're good? Good. Murder trial all wrapped up. Guilty verdict.
Sad story.
And now just waiting for the sentencing from the judge, right?
Yeah, there's only two sentences that he can give: life with the parole and life without parole. So that's the only two sentences he's got.
That's it. That's what the law says. With parole or out.
State parole. When you murder somebody, that's where you're at. Life in prison.
This happened a couple of years ago, right there on 301 South.
Happened a year
ago. Okay, I thought you said 2016. Oh, yeah, I thought it was 2015, but it was 2016, so it was just a year ago. Wow.
Just a year ago.
So that was pretty quick for a murder trial. You know, sometimes those things seem to take forever. And so that trial is over, except for the sentencing, and Bob will let you know when the sentencing is going to be and what the judge decides to do in that situation. Well, let's see here. Coming up around 8:45 this morning, Bob, I got 4 tickets that I'm going to give away to this Sunday's Atlanta Braves baseball game in Atlanta, as the Braves will be hosting the Miami Marlins. We'll give those away sometime around 8:45, give or take a few minutes, and I'm going to ask a Braves trivia question. I've already got it right here. It's pretty simple, pretty easy. If you're a Braves fan, you should know it. I didn't try to make it difficult in any type of way. So just bone up on your Braves trivia, folks, and I'll ask that question, Braves trivia question, sometime around 8:45, and the correct caller with the right answer will win 4 tickets to this Sunday's Atlanta Braves baseball game in Atlanta. You know, that Sunday afternoon game, Bob, was pretty good. You know, you can travel up there that morning, see the game, you know, get over around 4:30, get in your vehicle, you know, be back home by 9 o'clock at night. Get up the next morning, go to work. Go up there and see that new SunTrust Park.
So it's nice.
Yep. I'm looking forward to going there to my first game up there and see what's happening up there with the new stadium, and see if the parking situation is bad as everybody says. I'm sure it is, because that's all you hear about, how bad the parking situation is up there. So the advice is, I think maybe what they want to do, folks, is just get people there early. You know? Get there early, enjoy our activities going on here, and we will let you shop around all the different things we've got going on. So so the Braves back in action tonight. It was good to see the Braves win last night.
That Dodger winning streak, but the Dodgers are just rolling. Best team in baseball, 40-plus games over 500. Got that nice rookie to watch, Cody Bellinger, excellent player, hit another home run last night, hit a home run the night before. He's got 30 home runs already as a rookie, so it's a fun player to watch.
Yeah, yeah. And you're listening to our AM station yesterday, which is, you know, I love listening to, is Fox Sports Radio, 1370 AM, The Buzz, WLOP. They were talking about, you know, is this the one of the best teams ever put together? They've got a great season going, and they should be a shoe-in to get into the World Series. But, you know, there's other teams out there, Bob, that could be in the way. You got Chicago, and, you know, the Nats could give them a run, right?
Baseball's a funny game. Once the playoffs start, wipe the slate clean and go from there.
Just wipe it clean and go from there, huh?
It doesn't matter how many games you win during the regular season. You know, once the playoffs begin, it's a brand new ballgame. So, but they have an excellent team. It's fun to watch. I said they've got a lot of talent, but they're just running away with the West, just like the Nationals are running away with the East. So,
yeah.
You know, the Central Division is kind of close, but like I said, Chicago's taking a strong hold of that, and it looks like they're going to win that division as well. So the wild cards are what's up for grabs, and that's right now is the 2 teams in the West, Colorado and Arizona, but have a strong hold on those right now. So it'll be fun. Like I said, it's a good time of year. It's a great time of year. You got football starting up. You got the baseball division races coming down the stretch. World Series will be here before you know it. So football season's here. So ready for football.
You know, before the Braves got on this losing streak in the last few weeks, they were close in the wild card. But now, you know, after losing 6 in a row, and then, you know, just in the last few weeks here, they've really kind of gone down. At one time, there was a little bit of hope there. They were up to 50-50. They were just a few games out of the wild card, and now they're way down from the wild card.
Losing 4 to the Phillies didn't help.
No, it didn't. And there's a team that's in last place. Last place. And I think they've said that we've only won 2 games against the Phillies so far this season.
Braves, and a lot of talk and trade, and trade deadline's coming up, but talking about getting rid of Brandon Phillips, several other players, so it's going to be interesting to see what all the Braves do here in the next couple of days, because a lot of people coming trying to pick up players from the Atlanta team, so it doesn't look like they're in the playoffs, so they're looking to sell whatever they can sell.
Well, you say they want to sell, but are they? I thought they wanted to develop players to become better. Do they just see these players not developing to the point they want, or what?
Players with big contracts, they don't want to pay big contracts. So Brandon Phillips has a big contract, so somebody's interested if they're looking to ship him out.
So you say the Braves will want to get rid of the big salary, and then try to get somebody that's younger that may be quite as good, so they don't have to pay as much, right?
I just know the Braves are listening to every offer right now. They're on the trading block. So if you want to wheel and deal with Atlanta, they're wheeling and dealing.
Do you think that every team's that way? Do you think every team is, say, make me an offer I can't refuse?
No.
Hey, everything's for sale, Bob.
If you're in the playoffs, you got a chance. You're looking to buy. If you're not in the playoffs, you're looking to sell. That's just the way baseball is. That's the way the season goes.
Okay. Back in the 90s when the Braves, up to 2000, that area when basically they called the Braves the team of the 90s, that it seemed like every year, sometime right at the end of July, 1st of August, before the deadline ended, that the Braves would pick up that one player they needed, whether it was a bat or a pitcher or something. They would pick up at least that one player they needed to kind of put them over the top to win the division and get to the World Series.
Didn't help too good because they never got to the World Series for one time.
Just one time. But they did get to the World Series. They got to the World Series several times, only won it once.
Won it once.
The Yankees kind of got in their way a couple times there.
13 straight division titles with one World Series ring.
Well, I guarantee you most every team out there would take 13 division titles with one World Series.
Would, but when you get there, you're supposed to...
You're supposed to win. And the first year they played the Yankees, I think we were up like 2-0 or something like that. We were up pretty good. And then, boom, the Yankees come back and win 3 games in a row.
Like Bum Phillips said, we knocked on the door, we kicked on doors, time to knock the door down.
Just kick that door down.
I mean, the object's to win the title. You don't win the title, it's not a successful season. So,
when I was listening to Fox Sports Radio yesterday, they were talking about the Raiders moving to Las Vegas, and they were talking to a defensive back from the 70s, and I can't remember what his name was. It was Mike something or another, and he was a great defensive cornerback for some team back in the 90s, and they were having a great conversation with him. And I think it was the Steve Gordon show last night, and he was talking about, they're asking, what are your thoughts and feelings about the Raiders moving to Las Vegas? And they said, well, he said, well, it's not good for, of course, Oakland. Oakland has, embraced that team for so many years. You just can't have the city council and the county council up there to agree to build them a new stadium, so they're hitting the road and going to Vegas. And he said that what his concern is will the Raiders be able to develop a hometown base? Because Vegas has a lot of folks that come in for a few years and then they leave. They come in for a few years and they leave. And then you've got millions of visitors that come to Vegas each year, and many of them may purchase tickets just to go to the game. Either just to go to the game, or maybe their favorite team is playing that weekend in Vegas, and so they go see them. So when you go to after a couple of years, when things kind of settle in, will the Raiders have that home team advantage? And I hadn't thought about that because Vegas is such a transient town.
As long as they win.
Yeah, as long as they win. But I'm talking about will they develop those 40,000 home rabid fans?
The Raiders have rabid fans everywhere.
No, I know they do, but will they be able to do that in Vegas?
And plus, they have an excellent team, too. I mean, they're going to compete for a division title, possibly win a Super Bowl. Derek Carr's one of the better quarterbacks in the league. They got good defense. Jack Del Rio's doing a good job with the Raiders. Mm-hmm. If you're a Raider fan, you got to be happy with what you're seeing there.
Right.
Plus, they just picked up Marshawn Lynch.
They did? They picked up Marshawn, huh?
Yeah, he's the beast. So
he is the beast.
They're expecting him to run. He wasn't playing last year. Took a year off after playing with Seattle for years. And he's in Oakland, so he's going to be their feature running back. They're looking for him to have about 1,200, 1,300 yards. So the Raiders are going to be a very good football team.
Yeah, Marshawn was upset.
Their quarterbacks, Derek Carr's an excellent quarterback.
Now, I guess Marshawn was upset that they didn't hand the ball to him in the Super Bowl against New England, because everybody in the stadium thought they would give it to Marshawn, and they threw the ball and got intercepted.
Still the dumbest call in history of Super Bowl.
Here's your sign.
It's just dumb.
Here's your dumb. You just dumb.
But, history shows and the investigation shows that Pete Carroll didn't want Marshawn Lynch to be the hero of the game.
He didn't?
He wanted Russell Wilson to be the hero of the game. So that's why he called the pass play instead of running play.
Me.
That's why, that's documented. They've talked to
it's documented.
Land, right?
It's the truth, and nothing but the truth and all the truth, huh?
That's the fact.
That's the fact, Jack.
The guy took it from the 6 to the 1.
Yeah.
His second down and 1.
He handed it to Marshawn again.
And win the Super Bowl.
If it was Dooley, would he hand it to Herschel? Herschel would just do his flying leap and go up over, buddy.
He always hand it to Herschel. Just ask Buck.
Yeah, Herschel left, Herschel right, Herschel up the middle.
You got to give Herschel Walker the ball.
Yeah, he's a hoss. Let him run it.
But Marshawn Lynch should have got the ball. Like I say, everybody talks to that studies the history of the Super Bowl says it's the dumbest play ever called in the Super Bowl.
You know how everybody
cost them the Super Bowl.
It did cost them the Super Bowl.
They would have won back-to-back Super Bowls.
Yep. The thing about it is New England said they practiced for that play. They practiced all week long for that one play that they thought that Seattle may do. So that's the reason why that defensive back was right where he was to make that interception. How did Bill Belichick know they may run that play, Bob?
Bill Belichick's story, he's sticking to it. That's just.
Do you think it was just luck?
It's just a dumb play.
Oh, boy.
But Marshawn Lynch with the Raiders should be interesting. I said the Raiders have got a good team. And I said they're one of the favorites to win the AFC, along with the Patriots, Pittsburgh. Those are 3 teams that you hear and read about when they talk about AFC potential Super Bowl teams. But most people picking New England since they made all these acquisitions off season to run the table and go undefeated.
Yeah, the big talk is why do they keep Garoppolo? Did I pronounce that right?
Yeah, Garoppolo.
Yeah, why did they keep him when they got Brady? And, will Brady in the next year or two be fighting for his job? Because he is turning 40 just, I guess, this month, somewhere along in there. Why did they keep him? They could have traded him and got all kinds of good stuff for him. Or do they see him as the heir apparent to Brady?
Right, Garoppolo's finally making noise that he wants to be a starter. So, they said it best. Joe Montana got traded from San Francisco to Kansas City, played several years at Kansas City at the end of his career. So he's done it. It'll come down to money.
It'll come down to money.
It's all about business.
Well, Peyton did the same thing. He played in the Colts all those years, and next thing you know, boom, he's in Denver.
Yeah, the difference is that Robert Kraft considers Brady like a son.
Oh, does he?
So he may ship out Belichick before he ships out Brady. So.
I would never ship out Belichick. No.
I'm just telling you.
Belichick is the reason why they're winning.
Kraft still pays the checks.
I know.
Kraft, like I said, he's pretty much adopted Brady. So, and Brady says he can play till he's 45. So he's only 40 now. So, and watching him play, I'm not going to disagree.
I don't disagree with it. Ask the Falcons. Ask the Falcons how good Brady is.
Ask anybody. The guy's just. It's amazing that he's writing nutrition books and all that.
Oh, he's got a heck of a diet.
But I said it'll come down to a money situation. But Garoppolo's an excellent quarterback, and a lot of teams would like to have him. But the Patriots just aren't the budget right now. He's just holding a clipboard for Brady.
Yeah. Of course, last year he had to play the first 4 games of the season when Brady was on.
But that's what makes the Patriots the Patriots. I argue this all the time with Pittsburgh. I'm a diehard Steelers fan.
Right.
We can't ever get a good backup quarterback.
Can't ever do it.
Anytime Roethlisberger gets hurt and goes to the sidelines, the season's over. Like we've gone from Charlie Bash to Landry Johnny. Can we just get a backup quarterback that's legit?
So the coach turned around and say, "Who's our backup quarterback? He's got to get in there. Ben's on the ground."
Just, I mean, anytime Roethlisberger's on the ground and can't get up, you're like, oh, no, here's the season. It's over. So the Patriots at least have a decent backup quarterback.
Okay.
So they're smart. That's why they win.
Okay. Well, the school board met yesterday. Anything come out of that was any important?
I said I wasn't there as in court. Just know the millage stays the same for the school board, stays the same for the city. The question is, what's the county's going to do with their millage? The word is they're going up. So how high they're going up, find out tomorrow morning.
Well, they meet tonight?
They meet tomorrow morning.
They meet tomorrow morning for the millage rate set. Right. Will they keep it the same? Will they go up? Whatever the case may be.
The word is they're going up. The question is how high they're going up. I mean, it's not a question of if they're going up. They're going up. So the question is how high.
It says here, do the citizens living out in the county, do the cities out in the county already pay for trash pickup? Years ago, it was free. No, you don't receive a bill for it. You know, it may be part, the county pays for it. Of course, they pay for it out of the taxes they receive, property taxes they receive. Here at the radio station, we have the one can out there. Now, if I wanted 2 cans out there, I have to pay for the extra one. But no one receives a bill from Republic Services to pick up their trash. That's paid for by the county through the property taxes they receive for the 1 can. If you want more than that, then it's a little extra fee. So, no one receives a bill for it. It's just paid for by the taxes the county gets in. Well, every single day, starting just a few days ago, we receive an email from the Georgia High School Football Daily, and it kind of updates folks on what's going on in high school football here in the state of Georgia every single day. And today's or yesterday's Georgia High School Football Daily email talked about the region, the division that Wayne County's in, which is 5A. And it says the changes that were made at different teams in 5A this year, coaching changes. And so the coaching changes, of course, Wayne County. And here's what the Georgia High School Daily email yesterday said about, the coaching changes, and specifically for Wayne County. It said Wayne County hired Bluffton, South Carolina head coach Ken Cribb to replace Derek Chastain, who returned to Camden County as an assistant. Cribb's record was 63-26 in 7 seasons at Bluffton, which was 12-1. He was 12-1 in 2016, won 3 region titles, and was state runner-up in 2011. Under Cribb, Bluffton was. Wayne County was 3-8 last year in the Chastain's only campaign. So that shows you the success that Coach Cribb had up in Bluffton for all those years. 63-26, Bob.
Told you we're light years ahead of where we were last year. We're in great shape.
Yeah. And I didn't know Chastain had went back to Camden County as assistant coach.
They say, I don't know if that's true or not.
Well, that's what right there in black and white, Bob. It's on the internet. It's got to be the truth. It's on the internet, Bob.
Believe everything you read?
No, especially on the internet. But this is Georgia High School Football Daily. They're pretty accurate. They got reporters there. I mean, this is a journalistic piece here. It's not just people's opinions on stuff. And they just talking about the different regions on there, and and it's got some of the highlights on today of the top players that are in 5A, offense and defense. And as you mentioned yesterday, there's some good players from Ware County. They got one of the offensive players, an offensive lineman, Jalen Strickland, and on defense, they've got Ernest Jones as a linebacker. Those are the 2 top ones that Georgia High School Daily sees as the top players of their position in 5A.
The most interesting thing about the article is when they talk about the new coach at Statesboro, but they list Statesboro's record the last 3 years in football, which if you know anything about football in this area, for the last 20 years, Statesboro used to be a dominant team.
Yes.
But for the last 3 years in football, they went 4-26.
4-26. What happened to Statesboro?
Good question. But
yeah.
They used to be in the dome every year. They used to be the powerhouse of this area. But
yeah.
4-26 in the last 3 years. That's why they got the new coach. Jeff Kaiser comes from Tattnall County over there. Used to be on their staff when they won state championships. So, so they've got a new coach as well. There's the 2 new coaches in that region. Coach Ken Cribb for Wayne County and Kaiser at Statesboro. So But it just shocked me. I knew they were having bad years, but I didn't realize they had that many bad years in a row at 4-26. So.
Do you receive this email every day?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll stop forwarding it to you then. Okay.
They sent it to me.
Okay. I didn't know if you got it or not, so I just try to remember to forward to you each day, and I won't fill up your email inbox since you already get it. And so everybody's excited about Wayne County football for this season. First day of school today, you could tell it is because the traffic out there, stopped by Hurricanes this morning to get some coffee, and there was a lot of students in there, as they normally is during school, eating breakfast. And I'm sure they had the senior parade to the school this morning. You know, luckily I didn't get caught in that this year, but that's always something else, that senior parade from the Kmart Shopping Plaza up to the school.
Yeah, I understand they have their traditional pep rally first day of school set for 2 o'clock this afternoon at high school.
2 o'clock, so as long as it's not raining.
It's indoors.
Oh, it's indoors. What, in the Benny Ratliff Arena or the gym? Oh, okay. Well, that's good then. Good. Don't have to worry about rain then. Not at all. Don't even have to go outside when you're in that school if you don't want to. You know, it's all enclosed there. So I guess Martha Rawls school, elementary school, is open for business this morning, Bob.
For business.
That's all right.
We're talking about the fall sports. I forgot. We got a volleyball team. I got to get with Coach.
Oh, a volleyball team. That's right. We do have a volleyball team.
With Kayla, get the volleyball schedule. I haven't seen the volleyball schedule, so didn't get a chance to see a volleyball game last year. I'm hoping to get to see one this year. But I said this will be our second year with the volleyball program.
Is it a girls team?
It's a girls volleyball team. Right?
Girls volleyball team at Wayne County High School. This is their second year. Is that right?
Second year. Right.
Okay. So, yeah, get all the information on that so we can give those coaches and girls
that's the
airtime.
Fourth fall sport. Got cross country, football, softball, and volleyball.
Okay.
Hopefully I'll get to see a volleyball game this year.
Yeah.
I used to play volleyball back in the day. That was fun. It's a good sport.
Did you like playing up on the net or middle or back?
I played in the back.
In the back.
Yeah.
Right field?
I wasn't tall enough to be a striker, you know.
Were you the right field of volleyball, Bob?
Yeah. I could serve pretty good. I said it was a fun sport. Yeah. Volleyball's fun.
You know, when we were young, you always served underhanded, but you watch it, you know, the real good ones in, you know, college. I guarantee you probably even high school and the semi-pros on the beach, man, they serve that thing overhanded, and that ball's coming 90 miles an hour across that net.
It's a fun sport to watch. But it is the second year volleyball at Wayne County High School this year.
Okay.
They do play in the fall.
All right. Well, look forward to, you know, love to have the volleyball coach here on the Butch and Bob show if we can get him or her. I'm not sure.
It's a her.
It's a her. Okay. Get her on here on the world famous Butch and Bob show so we can talk to her about the volleyball program. I'm sure there's got to be one morning soon that she's got open between 8 and 8:30. Of course, I know she doesn't today and tomorrow, first days of school, but so she can slip out for 30 minutes and come here on the show.
Be good.
And if she can't, just put the recorder in front of her and interview her, Bob. And we'll put it on the sportscast. So the coach of the volleyball team, girls volleyball team at Wayne County High School is?
Kayla Hobbs.
Kayla Hobbs.
She's the varsity basketball coach, too.
So she does both sports, huh?
She does volleyball, then she goes to basketball.
So it doesn't, I guess the volleyball ends before basketball begins, huh? Okay. Well, good. I don't know how the volleyball team did last year, but hopefully this year we can give them a lot more publicity and talk about them and let folks know when they have matches here. And
they're still looking for their first win.
Oh, they're still looking for their first win. Well, it was a rookie season last year, putting folks together, trying to get girls out there who probably never played volleyball before or except in the backyard.
It was a learning experience.
A learning experience, okay? So, Wayne County volleyball. And looking forward to the first game coming up, the scrimmage game 1 week from tomorrow night, right, for football?
August the 11th.
And who are we scrimmaging once again?
Thomas County Central.
Okay, same team that we went over there last year to scrimmage. And then the first regular season game is, I guess, 3 weeks from tomorrow, right?
25th.
25th of August.
21 days from today.
Okay. And looking forward to the 2017 season with Coach Cribb and the great staff he's put together. And the players seem to be all fired up and ready to go and play. Band's ready to get everybody fired up. The cheerleaders, flag corps, majorettes.
Our first winning season in a long time, so looking forward to it.
Okay. Now remember, folks, coming up around 8:45, somewhere around 8:45, we're going to give away 4 tickets to this Sunday's Atlanta Braves baseball game in Atlanta, as the Braves will be hosting the Miami Marlins. First pitch will be at 1:35 on Sunday afternoon, and I'm going to ask a Braves trivia question. And it's a 2-parter, and just bone up on your Braves trivia between now and around 8:45, and if you're the correct caller with the right answer, you'll win 4 tickets to this Sunday's Atlanta Braves baseball game in Atlanta, of course, there at SunTrust Park. All right, Bob, any other words of wisdom this morning here before we head out of the world-famous Butch and Bob show?
Just be aware all those school buses are rolling. So
that's right. Okay, Big Dog Country Radio, WIFO, 105.5 FM in Jessup. World-famous Butch and Bob show brought to you by Murphy Builder Supply on Northeast Broad Street in downtown Jessup, just down from the Big Red Caboose. Also brought to you by Republic Services, Jessup Premium Storage out here on the Waycross Highway, and by Mike Birch Ford in Blackshear. We do have an 80% chance of showers today and tonight. And we'll look at your weather forecast coming up in just a few minutes. But it is 8:30. Let's check in the latest news from Fox News Radio.
Iran claims the U.S. is violating the nuclear deal. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. Russia is not happy either, both reacting to new U.S. sanctions that President Trump doesn't like either. They passed Congress with veto-proof measures, so he signed them into law despite claiming they're unconstitutional, limiting his ability to lift or suspend them. Fox's Simon Owens, live in our European Bureau.
Dave, Russia's Prime Minister saying President Trump was outwitted by the American establishment, calling it humiliating. Dmitry Medvedev saying the Trump administration showed, quote, total weakness in the face of pressure from Congress, and he predicts there will ultimately be an attempt to remove the president from power. Meanwhile, in Iran, Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei saying the US will use any excuse to make a fuss, and insisting Iran's controversial ballistic missile program will continue regardless. Dave?
Simon, there's controversy over 2 phone calls President Trump said he got, but the White House admits he did not. Fox's Rachel Sutherland, live in Washington.
Dave, the president claimed he got a call from the head of the Boy Scouts praising him for a recent speech. The organization denied that call took place. Also, Mexican officials are disputing President Trump's assertion that President Enrique Peña called him recently. At the White House briefing yesterday, Press Secretary Sarah Huckabee Sanders was asked if President Trump lied.
The conversations took place. They just simply didn't take place over a phone call, that he had them in person.
Sanders said the president's conversation with Mexico's leader took place at the G20 summit. Dave?
Rachel, there's a big cleanup job at a Minneapolis school that partially collapsed after a natural gas explosion. 2 people were killed, a receptionist and a custodian. They didn't find the second body till late last night. Fire Chief John Friedel says they're fortunate it was summer break.
It would have made this dramatically worse if we would have had a school in session.
On a YMCA in Durham, North Carolina, more than 40 people got sick when a disinfectant leaked into a swimming pool. 6 of them were kids. Fox News, fair and balanced.
Why have over 3 million guys switched to Harry's razors? Because at Harry's, we give you less. We make just 1 razor with 5 German-engineered blades. Ding! All you need for a smooth and comfortable shave. And we got rid of upcharges. By owning the factory and cutting out the middleman, we're able to sell our high-quality blades for half the price of the other guys. Now we're dropping the half-price sound effects guy.
Wait, why?
Not everyone can give you high quality for a fraction of the price. Harry's, 1 perfect razor, none of the extra noise. As a special offer for radio listeners, get an $18 shave set with an added bonus for free when you visit harrys.com and use code 4545 at checkout. Just cover a few bucks for shipping. That's harrys.com, code 4545 for a free shave set offer. Again, it's harrys.com, code 4545. Please note, no sound effects guys were harmed in the making of this radio recording.
Well, clarification in the YMCA story in Durham, North Carolina, where disinfectant leaked into a pool. More than 40 people were sick. Most of them were kids. It was 6 hospitalized in serious condition. 4 U.S. soldiers are recovering with injuries not considered life-threatening. The day after an attack on a NATO convoy in Afghanistan, 2 other American soldiers were killed in the suicide bombing. There's a new debate in Congress if President Trump needs a new authorization to continue the fight against ISIS.
As the Obama administration argued before, the Trump administration is telling Congress a 2001 military authorization provides sufficient authority to go after ISIS in Iraq and Syria. The chairman of the Senate